I was using my phone the other day to look at prints really close, some 3D prints, these small little distributors that I was doing. And I thought, hey, why not make a video as well? You know, other people seem to be having fun with it, so maybe I can join in and maybe explain some little bits and bobs about designing this little piece here. This is version number 1. All my prints are done on Elegoo Mars 4 Ultra or Pro. I can't remember the actual name, but it's the Mars 4. Really small printer, but really, really capable for really tiny stuff like this. And the layer height was 2 seconds each, I think, for these first ones. I did a 6 and an 8, and 2 styles of each. This one has kind of a softer curve on this radius that goes around here, like the actual cap, and this one's a bit sharper. I ended up ditching that because I didn't want to make double of each when I redid them. But the first thing you probably immediately notice is the middle is blocked off. The hole doesn't go all the way through, whereas on the edges they do. They go all the way through, and you can probably see the wire. It's just about translucent there. You can see it going all the way through. That's on purpose, so the resin can like drain out of the holes and wash out, and you can poke it out with a piece of wire. For sizing, this is 0.35mm wire. I'm not sure what that is in metric, in imperial, but it's from Tuna Model Factory, but plenty of places have 0.35, so that's the diameter of wire that I specifically designed these distributors to work with. So that's version 1. It went okay. The middle got blocked off, and why that happened, I think, is because my settings were a bit high. 2 seconds per layer, and this is completely, the hole all the way through is captive by all these layers. So every time a layer goes through, it could have had a bit of light bleed in the middle, you know, where the light was more focused, more dense on these bits that are thicker. These have the edge where they don't have that. So maybe that helped out. But they're completely blocked, solid. As soon as they came off the printer, I gave them a quick rinse, tried to poke through, and this was before curing, so I know that's blocked off. And I also did some plug boots. I know they look like funny little periscopes, or the garbage worm out of Star Wars or something like that. And they're kind of just silly little bits of tube. I see if my depth perception works at this scale. Let me know like what the filming angle's like for you, like watching it. It's pretty hard to do. I'm either looking over the phone and like trying to work out my depth perception from behind it, or looking through the screen and there's like the tiniest little bit of delay. But for these, the issue was you can see how the roof of the hole sort of is kind of collapsed. You can see that it's got like a line across the hole. It's because of the angle. I think this is angled 35 degrees canted over, and I think there just wasn't enough support right at the opening of the hole. So the roof just kind of, the layers kind of collapsed on the inside leading up to the opening. So that's version 1 of the distributor and the plug boot. For version 2, I kind of went overboard on opening up the holes. You can see they're way too thin. They break too easy on the edges, but the centers, the middle hole, mostly goes all the way through. There was 1 out of 8 on the other test print I did that didn't go all the way through, but they're way too thin on the stalks. You can, it's translucent. You can see the wire wiggling around in there. And I also had the dual styles as well. Please focus. And yeah, just too thin. And I think what I was thinking to redo them is, since this is a 0.35mm wire, it can wiggle in between the stalks. There's a lot of room there, and I did them so far away because I didn't want any resin binding in between them, because I've had that before and I've done other distributors. So I wanted for the next ones to move them a bit in, so they're closer together, not by much, just by the tiniest little bit. And also that would reduce the diameter. I could bring in the diameter a bit, because these are a bit big. These, I think this is 4.6 or 4.7 millimeters in diameter cross, with the 6 being a little bit smaller. For version 2, of the stalks. You see, I kind of have combated that roof collapsing on the inside of the hole here. See if my depth perception can work. So they go in up just the tiniest little bit better. There's still a little bit of diagonal there. That's me pushing on the, like, against the roof. You can see the Y goes down a little bit, and that's not something I modeled in, but honestly these were good enough. I like them. I canted them over to, I can't remember, it was a bit more than 40, I think, over. And the stalk, you see, you can just drill into the engine block and glue it in however, like, high up you want to your needs, or to my needs rather. So this kind of acts like the support, and it just leans over. I thought that was pretty fun. I was thinking when I started, how am I going to support something? So if I design them and they are about that long on the stalk, it's like, how am I going to support them? So I just extruded it out and gave them a little diagonal bit to help them get started as their own support. And this is, please focus, this is the final version of, I suppose, version 3 of the distributors. I printed them at 1.2 millimeters layer height, so you can see there's some layer lines there. But just in the interest of speed and seeing if it would help the binding issue, which it did. This goes all the way through now, which is great. It's consistent, which is what I was after, consistency. And I moved the stalks a little bit inwards. You can see there's just on the V8 one, the 8-cylinder one rather, there's not really any room in between them anymore. There's a tiny little bit of wiggle room, but it's the tiny little differences, isn't it? And I made the ledge a little bit shorter and made them shorter overall. And I'm really happy with these. I reduced the time, the layer time, to 1.6 seconds. So I think that also helped. It's just it's a few things that helped me kind of do those changes, like to finally get it dialed in. So it was a mixture of changing the file, changing the printer settings as well, and I eventually ended up with something fun, something I like. And for the final version, I didn't change these much at all, to be honest. I did add my little logo. That's a frog and nothing else onto the edge of it, just to be extra, just because it's fun. And I added my name there. And hopefully these will be useful to me and anyone else. By the time you're watching this video, the files for the final version of the V8 and the V6 one, or the 6-cylinder and the 8-cylinder, and these plug boots will be on my Colts 3D page for free. I'll put them up there for free so you can enjoy. The only thing I ask is that you let people know where you got them if you use them and enjoy them. I'd really appreciate that. But yeah, that's it for this. I just kind of wanted to make a little video of the process, because it was 3 versions to get this silly little, like, if you think about that used to be liquid, that's like a drip. So I think it's kind of cool turning drips of resin into fun useful stuff like that. And if you fill up your plate with them, your print plate, it's like a lifetime supply. You'll never need them again. And I forgot almost to mention another thing I did to help combat the curing in the middle is, please focus, there you go, here it is. That one's still got some water in it, so it looks like it's a bit closed off, but that's the hole in the middle. I kind of opened, that's a cat hair. I've never done a print in my whole life that didn't have a cat hair in it. But here's the underside, and you can see I opened up that middle hole a lot just to help with everything else I did, to stop that curing in the middle. So yeah, hopefully you can download them if you have a printer, and you know, if your friend has a printer, then you also have a printer. That's our printer. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it and download it and have fun, and yeah, build models and have fun. Nothing else really matters, does it? If you go to my profile and click this pinned post, I have a list of other people that upload to Colts 3D. I'll put a link to this post or my profile in the description. But all these people, Maddie, Balash, Leo, Scale Machina, everybody has stuff on Colts 3D that you can use and print for your models. So make sure to check them out if you have a printer and you're looking for some files, because they all have brilliant files. I try to keep up to date on this list. They should all be active. If not, let me know, and I can change things. And also, don't forget, check out scalewriters.com if you're looking for detail wire. He has probably oodles of it, and my username is a 10% discount code, so you can get a cheeky discount. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Maybe I'll do more, maybe I'll not. I just kind of wanted to test the setup and filming really small stuff. That's usually what stops me from filming things, and my immense forgetfulness is also a little bit of the problem too.